Hello, hello! Welcome everyone to Tears of the Desert! We are playing World of Warships Legends like we do pretty much every freaking day. And I am Phoenix61, your host for tonight. We are rocking the Hatsuharu. I can't say it. I'm sorry. Struggle with my own language sometimes. I'm really bad at pronouncing ship names. But this is the Tier 5 Japanese destroyer. This is kind of I think this is the second tech tree for the Japanese destroyer. So I kind of don't like this tech tree. A lot of them are like they don't have great torpedoes and they don't have great guns. It's like, why the hell am I playing with this ship? You know, like they don't have a. I feel like they don't have a thing, and if they do, I haven't figured it out yet. Right? I may be doing it wrong. That has been the case for some ships before. Let me know in the comments. I'm sure you will. But this is what we're doing. We're doing this. So as we kind of have this mediocre build where it's kind of supports your guns a little bit and supports your torpedoes a little bit, right? So, and then of course we have our like kind of set commander that we like to use for the very torpedo-centric boats, like, you know, like your Fubuki and like your the Shimakaze, right? Like that's the holy grail of destroyers along the Japanese line, right? But yeah, so T-61 gets himself spotted here. We also got spotted. We don't have the best concealment in this ship. So and then it's just a matter of, since it's a German destroyer, he might have sonar, right? So he may see our torpedoes coming, right? So we're gonna stick our nose out here just so that we get a little bit better detection. Since we're not technically going to be spotted, we might as well stick our nose out so we can see and help see other things. If we need to, we'll stay right on the edge of our smoke screen, then we can kind of back that ass up, right? So the other thing too, I'm not sure if this is true or not, but I think you might be able to see torpedoes coming a little sooner if you're not sitting in your smoke. And so we're making sure to not be perfectly angled broadside to where that destroyer was, because obviously if he sends torpedoes, they're going to be coming from his ship, right? So we know which way they're going to be coming from, so we want to be either kind of somewhat pointed towards them or somewhat pointed away from them in, like, you know, retreat position, right? So just kind of my thought process behind why we kind of stuck in that position. But I don't know where, if he sent torpedoes, I don't know where they went. So maybe he was going after these cruisers that are off to the right over here, but, you know, whatever. So, and of course, yeah, he's still sitting there because now he's shooting us from his smoke screen. So we'll see where his guns are, and then we'll dump some more torpedoes in that direction. Yeah, there he is. And then I'm going to hold off on firing at him just to see if we can't get away. We're checking our detectability range there, so it's 5.9. So then once we get out past 6 here, now we are no longer spotted, right? So still some bullets coming in from all those ships that were way up there. I don't know what they were doing, but apparently the second they saw me, they thought I deserved to die, right? So all sorts of bullets coming that way. So we'll see if we can't help get this zone cap. I'm looking at those airplanes, so just checking the detectability by air, and it's 3.2. So those guys are getting close. I'm looking up at those bombers. So he is definitely going to pick us up. So we're going to start moving. We got the engine boost going as well, so we can try and get unspotted a little bit quicker. There we go. Kind of forced us out of the zone there, but even if the airplanes weren't going to come after us, we'd be spotted and all these other ships are going to shoot at us again, right? So we'll circle back around, look for a decent target here with our torpedoes. I tend to try not to, of course I do succumb to it sometimes, but I try not to send both volleys at the same time, right? So you get 2 racks of 3 here, which is crap. The other line, you get the other tech tree, you get 3 racks of 3, right? And the Fubuki, and they reload faster and they go the same distance. Like, it's such a better situation for torpedoes, right? But I think maybe you get a little bit better guns here. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like, there's this ship, it just doesn't feel like it has its thing, you know? So yeah, so we'll park it here since that cruiser set his smoke screen. He's not going to be able to see us even if he does get in spotting range. We get a torpedo hit on that Fuso, so that's nice. Our first actual damage, first decent amount of damage for the game. I'm sorry you had to wait that long. Jeepers, that was brutal. I did not realize we didn't do very much in the beginning here. it was all about not getting spotted. But see, I think if you didn't kind of employ these like tactics of, using that smoke screen when it's appropriate, knowing your spotting range, paying attention to where airplanes and ships are, we'd be dead, and we wouldn't be in this fight anymore. And our team could potentially lose. We're down a ship right now. We could be down 3 ships. Or we're down 2 ships to them being down 1 ship, right? And I could be the other one that's dead, right? I could be another one that's dead. So we get a torpedo hit on that cruiser that was chilling in his smoke screen there. So we kind of just took a guess shot at where he was going to be. And then we got pretty decent torpedoes going after this Fuso as well, right? So we did trigger a flood on that Fuso. So if we do get another flood, he would probably die. But since 2 torpedoes hit him, it didn't matter. That finished him off anyway, right? So now we are finally cooking with gas, whatever you want to call it, right? So cooking with Navy oil or something. But yes, 2 kills up and 31,000 damage now. So I'm going to shoot my torpedoes right between those 2 islands, even though it's a little bit behind where the suggested line was, right? And these airplanes are probably going to spot us, but we have smoke screen ready now. So what I'm going to do is try and sneak into the zone so that we can start capping it. And in this example, we're preventing this Nuremberg from capping it. Nuremberg, I do believe they've got torpedoes. A lot of those German cruisers have 6-kilometer range torpedoes, right? So he could be sending some after us as well. So it's a little bit of a concern here. We need to get some hits on him, as well as have our allies could shoot him. That would be really nice too. So here's an example where we're kind of taking a little bit of a risk, right? So that cruiser, he's going to turn into our torpedoes for us. So we looked out there, got a devastating strike. Hey-o! But yeah, so that cruiser could definitely overtake us pretty easily, right? So they've potentially got sonar, potentially also has torpedoes, and its cruiser's got way better guns than us, right? So we lucked out a little bit there with those torpedo shots, but we were calling out for our allies to help shoot them as well. So, but yeah, so I feel like we got a little lucky, but it worked out, right? It wasn't all skill. Normally, all my wins and kills are 100% skill, you guys. That's normally the case. We've never had a lucky one, ever. So we'll continue to use our smoke screen. This Texas is just barely in range, right? So airplanes are flying over us, trying to pick us up. Yeah, he's gonna just dump some torpedoes just to try and get us, right? We've only got 7 seconds left in the smoke screen, but that's all we need to get the zone cap. And he probably was, they can tell kind of where the general area where your ship is from, they can see anti-air fire, so you can always turn that off if that's an issue. But then, of course, you're not shooting down the planes. But, yeah. So here's our T-61 again. We might be able to finish him off. Nope, he's going to smoke. So we'll turn away to try and mitigate some of that damage. We're kind of seeing where their carrier is going. I'm going to take this torpedo shot just in case we die. We've at least done something. But, if the airplanes, they're going to be able to spot torpedoes if he flies over those, right? So that may cause him to change course and turn in or out, right? So we'll just do it just to do it. Nobody else is here for us to shoot at. If he keeps us spotted, we don't have a smoke screen anymore, all that fun stuff. So if he keeps us spotted, I'm sure the destroyer and battleship are going to try and get us off the board, right? So he may even just not even try to drop bombs at us. He may just fly over us just to try and keep us spotted, right? Alright, zone's getting capped, so we know their destroyer has moved into that. Since he's going to keep us spotted, there's no sense in not using our guns, so we might as well start unloading on him. And I'll fire a little bit in front of him, and with the assumption that maybe he'll start moving. I can't imagine he'd want to just chill there. T-61 took his shots at us, so we're going to take our shots at him, see if we can't finish him off. Carrier got him. Nice job. Always impressed when aircraft carriers, airplanes get rid of destroyers, because it can be tough sometimes. Alright, we're going to turn in towards the torpedoes. It's way easier to dodge that way. A lot of people kind of like to instinctively turn away, and then what you're really doing is turning with them, and then, yeah, and then they still hit you anyway. So most of the time, the best option is to turn in towards them. So yeah, he did start moving, and then but our torpedoes missed anyway. So we'll keep picking at him, and if we get more torpedoes reloaded, we will obviously shoot our torpedoes. We've triggered enough fires at this point that he doesn't have his damage control anymore. The carrier is automatically damage con, so it's kind of, it is definitely strategic to try and trigger fires or something like that, and then if you get a torpedo hit, you'll get that flood, right? So this isn't the best angle for a torpedo shot, especially since we only shoot 3 with each rack. You know, typically you want to be more like broadside, right? But we're kind of chasing him around the map, so I'm just going to shoot him just in case we die. And then we'll swing around and hopefully maybe this second rack we can get a little bit better of an angle. But, I mean, he's legit just trying to move away from us just to stay alive, right? Take another shot. I mean, by the time we get around to have any sort of angle, he's either going to be dead or our torpedoes are going to be reloading in another 30 seconds here anyway, right? And now he's officially the last ship. Somebody cleaned up the Texas, so we won't be able to get a crack in even if we do get this guy. He's gonna miss all our torpedoes. Oh no, we still got that second rack on the way here. Try not to run into the island. See, these guns on this ship like are just poorly angled or like positioned, because I can only shoot the front one, right? Yeah, we're gonna get him with that torp. So I did switch to AP there just since we were going to be a little more broadside to see if we could do a little more damage that way, since especially since we already had him on fire, but didn't matter. Torpedo got there. Oh, I am using my this commander is my sort of torpedo centric commander. I think I had more of a gun build on it, and I switched it back to my torpedo guy. So because we're a little bit better concealment with this person. So this is actually Tanaka. You can see up in the top right. This sexy lady is the Commander Geist, right? So, for the most part, torpedo damage, torpedo speed. I'm not sure if that's really the best choice. It's just kind of based on my gameplay and what I like. And then detectability and more torpedo damage. And torpedo speed and reload time. I think reload time is probably kind of my go-tos when you're rocking a torpedo boat. So you'll see me pick those over anything. And then I just pick speed here over smokescreen, but you know, if you're more into the smokescreen, obviously pick that one, right? And I'm almost always using unstoppable for my legendary perk on destroyers. It's tough not to, right? A lot of times you're going to get like engine or steering gear damage, and then you'll damage con it, and then it comes back right away, right? Because you're taking fire from other destroyers or whatever it may be. So, but thank you guys so much for watching. That is our video for today. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel, and of course now, if you did like the video, if you're still here, maybe push the like button. Only if you liked it. Do not push the like button if you didn't like the video. That's how it's supposed to work, right? Right? Thanks for watching. We'll have another video tomorrow. Good night.